and welcome to Savor the Southwest. I also have up on the site part 1 of dealing with barrel cactus fruit, but I also have one on the differences between saguaro seed and barrel seed. And I did quite a bit of research, and as far as I could find out, every cactus seed is edible. Indigenous people, wherever cacti grow, consume the fruits and consume the seeds. They don't consume the fruits of all of them. They consume the seeds of all because I guess they're safe to eat. So I've been doing it for years. Turns out I can't eat the fruit of the barrel cactus itself. It's high in oxalic acid. Now, some people can maybe eat it, and good for you, enjoy it. But I did part 1 on harvesting these fruits, and they come off the plant easily when they're ripe. Now, these look awful green, but when they come off the fruit and they're ripe, they have that little hole in the bottom. So they look green, but they just popped right off the barrel, so they're ready. As a matter of fact, some of them were actually drying out on the barrel. So let's open that one first. Let's re-clean the counter from little flower heads so yep. So the why am I emptying them into these saucers? Because usually they're a little bit sticky and gooey. And the clay or terracotta saucers help pull the sticky gooiness, dry it right out. And yeah. Now, see how some are sticking to my finger? What I usually do is I do assembly line. And, you know, if we cut right here, right next to the flower, it's really hard to cut. And we cut a little more down, you can see that you barely cut into the seed vault. So to tell the truth, we're going to cut even a little more and get down in there where the seeds are. So I cut the top off and then I cut them in half. And all the tops, oops, you'll get used to seeing by eyeball. Look at, see, wasn't even in the seed vault. So all these go in the compost heap. So I started to say, you'll get used to how far down to cut. And remember, I've washed the dust off these first. Okay, now I have a bunch of them all ready to rock and roll, and there's some seed that fell out on the counter, but a lot of the seed is still quite sticky. And I've tried doing this with a spoon or something, and just use your hands, you know. Repost on our new .net website how to do this. And you can see it's getting all over my fingers. And there's some of these kind of masses with the seed in them. Just let them dry. And that's why we're using this terracotta saucer. It helps pull the moisture out. And yes, this is a messy process and there's seeds everywhere. And oh my gosh, I'm dropping the seeds. Don't worry about it. You know what? When you sweep it up, when we sweep, we throw the sweepings out over the bank. And we actually have a couple of barrel cactus coming up over there. So I don't know if some of my dropped seed has borne fruit, or if just general nature of the desert. Okay, that's good. We can do this. Just save them all and put these down here in the compost bucket. Get a quart, I think I measured it once. See, 10 fruits is about a quarter cup. So a quart is basically all the barrel cactus on my land that the critters haven't harvested yet. And the good news is some of these barrel cactus on my land get watered. And so I may have 2 or even 3 harvests a year, depending on how much water the barrel cactus get. And we will come back and finish this once these have dried and I can handle them and show you the next step. You know what? I just thought of this. I was rinsing my hands just with water, and the feeling is very kind of slimy, and the proper term for that is mucilaginous. There's a lot of mucilage in most cacti, and especially in this and in the fruits, and this is one of the reasons why, even though something like a saguaro fruit or a prickly pear fruit is very sweet to our taste, it's safe for diabetics to use, is the mucilage helps slow down the absorption of the sugars, so that it's basically a slow release food, and much healthier than, say, white sugar, right? That's very quickly absorbed to the body. So the more desert foods you can eat, and especially if you have issues with your insulin, the more you can eat desert foods, the better for you. Thanks for watching.